Hey guys, today we're looking at Coinbase, ticker symbol COIN. I'm going to see if it's still a buy in 2021 and give my valuation on the stock. So currently Coinbase is at $304.44 a share, down just over 3% on the day, but you can see it's actually over the last couple of days gone up from $230 a share up to $300 and has now had a bit of a pullback, down from its all-time high on its IPO of $430, which was an eye-watering price for a lot of people, especially with it down here. But I still think this stock is massively undervalued, and I'm going to show you why. And it's a steal at this price, and even potentially at the price it was during its IPO. So let's first have a look at the fundamentals. Coinbase, it's in the technology sector, $306 a share, current market cap of 80 billion, doesn't have a dividend. This is more of a growth stock. And let's have a look at the steps. So firstly, we want to see, is the P ratio less than the market? 22 to 28, that is a pass. Next, is the revenue increasing? Yes, it is. Gone from 530 million to almost 5 billion. So that is a massive, massive increase in revenue. Now, what's the problem with these startup, well, not a startup company because it's been around since 2012, but these sort of quote unquote growth companies, they don't have a lot of profit. But Coinbase gone from 30 million negative to almost 2.6 billion dollars. That's a massive increase. And on the plus side, they are not issuing any new shares. Shares are flat. And then the final thing we want to look at is the free cash flow increasing. And yes, it is minus 120 million to almost 10 billion. That is a massive, massive increase. So in terms of steps, 5 passes, ticks all the boxes, free cash flow ratio of 8.25, which is very, very low for a lot of the stocks I look at, but especially for things that are in the tech sector and considered a growth company. This has very, very solid fundamentals. Now we want to look at the evaluation of the stock. A little more difficult because the IPO was only recently and we only have revenue going back to 2019. So ignore these dates here, but this is the most up to date, minus 121 million. Almost 3 billion and then just shy of 10. So we've estimated future free cash flows based on analyst estimates, and you can see these are a bit conservative in the next few years, but they're expecting a real boom in 2025. So what does that give a valuation of the stock? Well, you can see that would give a discounted free cash flow value of almost $1,118 a share, which is currently at a 267% discount. So discounted free cash flow absolutely loves this stock, which I am pretty shocked in. And then finally, Buffett Graham intrinsic value. This is using earnings per share, expected growth. Expected growth for this company is massive at 66%, so I'm expecting a very high number here. And yes, there it is again. Fair value $1,907 a share, 500% discount, and then a Graham price, which is a buy and hold. If you see this price, buy it right now at $1,430. So very rare. We've got the Buffett Graham intrinsic value higher than the discounted free cash flow, but it shows that these are in line and they both like this stock. So they're saying anything under $1,000 a share is an absolute no-brainer, which would give the company, around about a 200 billion market cap. So definitely has room to grow. So that is looking pretty damn good in terms of the valuation. So I want to have a look at some quick technical analysis. Now this is a bit hard, well not hard to do, but we've got less data here because this is a newer stock. So just to show you this, if I do the moving averages and try and find some bullish moves, we've got the 50-day. So let me just bring this out. And I like to look at the 50-day, 100-day, and 200-day. So we'll put the 50-day in green because it's the shortest, and you can see already we've only got the stock starting from here because that was 50 days before. So we'll only actually be able to look at the 50-day and the 100-day because the stock hasn't been around for 200 days yet, so we're not going to be able to have that input. So let's go to the 100-day and try and see any bullish movements. Oh, you know what, let's just do it. Let's put on another one I like to look at is the 21-day because that is a much shorter moving average. I don't often look at this. I would prefer longer moving averages, but we don't have that. So we've got the 21-day moving average in red. So what were some bullish signals? Well, we saw a positive move here when the shorter day moving average crossed the longer. So that would have been a buy signal. Price pushed through as well. Then the 50-day has acted as support up until this drop in September. But the most recent price move and why we've seen it go 305 is the price. We got golden crosses and the price broke through all three and now it's shot up. So it'll be interesting to see if these act as support as they have in the past, but now it's well above all the shorter day moving averages. The shorter day crossed over both of them, so they are very bullish signs in terms of the moving averages. The next thing I like to look at is of course the MACD. So let's just get that up, and once again, not massive amount of information here because of the length of the stock, and I like to look at the daily. But if you see here, when did the MACD cross? Well, obviously it was a positive throughout time. Negative there, you would have sold and then you would have bought back at a similar time, and you would have bought and made profit all the way to here. And if you sold a little bit early as the momentum was going, you would have made profit from there to there. And then once again, you would have bought on this day at $228 a share, and you'd be holding all the way up. And maybe you would have even sold at the peak at 320, but you're still holding right now. So MACD is look pretty good on this stock. When it's crossed high, and it's give you a clear buy signal here, and that's when you would have bought, and you would have bought for 240, and you would have maybe sold for 300, or you'd still be holding now. So that would have been excellent. And finally, we like to look at the RSI, and this just tells whether the stock is overbought or oversold. And currently you can see here the stock is trending definitely in the overbought range right now, but you can see there's been a sharp drop off. If you look when it was in the oversold region, would have been around about here. Now this is the lowest it's ever been, apart from obviously in the at the start, just after when the stock was at its pretty much lowest. So you would have bought there, that would have been a signal, you would have made money, and if you caught it there as well, then obviously you would have got the quick jump up to the 305. So technicals looking good. Fundamentals are looking much better than I thought they'd be, which I'm actually quite shocked about. This kind of stock, you would have thought it was a hype stock, not really good fundamentals behind it, but this thing is printing money right now. Now, why is it printing money? It's very associated to Bitcoin. Now, we've just seen that the balance sheet, the income statement, and the cash flow was solid, but one of the problems with this stock is it is very linked to Bitcoin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a compare here and open up Bitcoin, and then I will change it to crypto, obviously because it's crypto, and then we'll just look at the 3 months. You can see that these trend towards each other very closely, and then we look at the 1 day. Once again, Bitcoin I think is on a minus 4% day, or at least was, and look at this daily chart. They follow each other very closely. So currently, I think that's a bit unfair on Coinbase to just have it purely linked to Bitcoin in that way, but a lot of people will be buying and selling Coinbase as the crypto market goes up and down, and more specifically Bitcoin. But if you like Bitcoin, then I'd say this is a great stock. If you don't want to buy Bitcoin because you're a little bit worried about Bitcoin, you don't think crypto has any value, you know, I would disagree. I think it has some value, but I think the valuations are a bit difficult. But I think Coinbase could be a great alternative because not only is it linked to crypto in terms of the price moves. I mean, if Bitcoin goes up to $100,000 a share, then we would expect Coinbase to go up a same equivalent amount as well. But behind it, Coinbase has very solid fundamentals, which is one thing I was, as I said again, I was shocked by. So right guys, thanks for watching the video. Please give a like if you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys next time.